Hey everybody, Chevy, nobody else's auto. We're back in the new yard. Now, if you've been hanging out with us for a while, you know what the new yard is. If you haven't, here's the scoop. There was a small yard literally right next to me that literally butted up to my property that's been sitting here for years, hung up in an estate. I finally got it bought a couple of years ago, but there's literally no rhyme or reason to anything in here. It's literally dropped wherever it was dropped whenever it came in. If we can look back this way, we can kind of get a glimpse of kind of some of the diversity. There's a lot of stuff in here. Now, a lot of this stuff you're looking at right now, we've already showed you, so go back and check out those videos if you didn't catch them. But we've still got a few cars in here. We've probably got another half dozen videos yet to shoot and show you what this stuff is, just as is, where is, exactly how I acquired this property. As we're starting to sort these into my other inventory, integrate them, get them kind of halfway organized, so I've got like type vehicles together. Because like I said, right now, there is no rhyme or reason to any of it, and you'll see that in this video. So if you haven't caught the other videos on all the other cool stuff in this yard, be sure to go back and check those out, and I hope you enjoy this one well. Like I said, we've still got about a half dozen more to go. We'll start off right now with this 1949 Chevy. This is a regular sedan, grill's obviously gone, and like I said, this has been a yard here for years, but it's been hung up in a state for a long time. But a lot of this stuff does have stuff that's been sold off of it over the years. And some of these cars are pretty rough, and there's still some decent stuff in here. But this 49 Chevy here, a little on the rough side, been in here for a really long time. Kind of banged up on this side. It is a deluxe. It does have a lot of the extra stainless trim on it that some of these cars didn't have. We kind of work our way around the back, and it was hit in the rear years ago. We can see this left rear quarter's crunched up pretty good, which is kind of unfortunate because the car actually did have a rear accessory bumper guard here. It's just kind of pretzeled from the accident from when this car was wrecked. Kind of crinkled up the trunk lid pretty good. Probably how this car ended up being salvaged out, you know, decades and decades ago, and ended up in here. So not a ton left of this old car, but we've still got a lot of trim on it. Like I said, it is a deluxe, so it does have a lot of this extra stainless. Inside's pretty rough. It's been here for a long time. It does still have a few dash pieces on it, a few things like that, but not a ton left on this old 49 Chevy. But like I always say, once they're flat, they're not good for anything. So some of this stuff in the new yard is pretty thin, but when they're gone, they're gone. So we like to keep them around. The next one we're going to check out is a pretty cool old truck, even though the front clip is missing. This is an old late 60s, 68, 69, maybe 70, International Travelall. These are really unique vehicles. You don't see them very often. Obviously, the entire front clip is gone. Engine's there, but I'm sure it's not any good anymore. It's been sitting here exposed for so long. And the windshield's gone, and some other pieces are gone, but the rest of this body, the doors are here. We can take a peek inside. We've still got some dash pieces, some miscellaneous trim inside of there. We look towards the back. We got a lot of the trim and things in the back, all obviously specific to a Travelall. One interesting thing, it still has its luggage rack on it, which is a really cool piece. And we'll kind of work our way around to the back. And back here, still got the tailgate on it, all the glass, the lights, the rear lock, the Travelall. This is a Travelall 2 is actually what it is. And a pretty unique old truck. So you just don't see these a lot, not a ton of them around. Even though this one's kind of rough, it definitely still has a lot of good pieces that are going to help some guys with their projects. Next one we're going to look at, actually the next two we're going to look at, both pretty thin. Like we talked about on the other one, not a lot left of these, but hey, when they're gone, they're gone. And that's kind of the situation with this old Ford. About a 54 Ford two-door sedan, but this car's been heavily, heavily stripped. You can see there's no trim left on it, no dash, no glass, basically just a body. But one thing about it is the body looks pretty solid. We don't see a lot of rust in it. Still got a good two-door door. The remains of the Y block are still here, but obviously it's not had a front clip in a really long time. And on this side, somebody's already even cut a rear quarter panel off of this car. So not a ton left of it, but there's still a few pieces stacked inside of it, still a few bits and pieces here and there. But overall, not a ton left on this old Ford. Kind of the same thing with this 1952 Chevy Fleetline. You know, these cars have gotten really popular. These two-door Fleetlines are tough to find. The doors are gone, the fenders are gone, but there's still pieces here, especially with this being a two-door Fleetline. Got the hood, but that's about all that's left of the front clip up here. And we come around this side, most of the dash pieces are gone, but the body doesn't look bad. We can see the floors are all still in it. We've got some of this Fleetline only, this two-door Fleetline only trim on the back here. One of the front fenders is actually still here. It's just laying on the back of the car. But once again, not a ton left of this Fleetline or the Ford. However, like we always talk about, when they're gone and when they're flat and when they go to the shredder, nobody can use anything off of them. So even though some of these cars are getting pretty thin, I sure try to keep them around because you never know what somebody may or may not need off of them. So even though some stuff gets thin, I hate to get rid of it because when it's gone forever. So anyway, if you've got any questions about these cars or any of the other 1,500 plus, maybe close to 2,000 cars we've got on the property right here, right now at Nobody Else's Auto, just give me a call. 620-786-4428. That number's in the text on the page. Give me a shout so we can talk about your project or what you're looking for a project. Year, make, model, body style, the parts you need, things like that. I need all that information to know if I may or may not have something here that can help you out. So give me a shout. Be happy to have that conversation, see if we've got something here that might work for you. If you like old cars, like old trucks, be sure to check out the channel, Nobody's Show. Definitely click that subscribe button and definitely click that notification button because we do some cool live stuff on here. I've got a ton of cars bought. I've always got new inventory coming in. You never know what's going to pop up next, so you'll definitely want to be hanging out with us and keep up with what we've got going on. As always, thanks for watching. We got tons and tons more cool stuff to bring you that you haven't seen yet. Stay tuned. On the next video, we're going to have more cool cars and you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, everybody.